In the 1920s, a terrifying rumor began circulating among Western intelligence agencies. Rumors of a secret, heavily funded laboratory hidden deep within the Soviet Union. The goal of this lab sounded like absolute madness: to rewrite the laws of nature and breed a new, biologically altered species. A hybrid creature, half human, half ape. For decades, people dismissed this as nothing more than anti-Soviet propaganda or a dystopian urban legend. But when the secret Soviet archives were finally opened, the world discovered something far more unsettling. It wasn't a myth. It was a real, state-sponsored scientific project, and it almost succeeded. To understand how this nightmare became a reality, we have to look at this man. This is Ilya Ivanov. In the early 20th century, he wasn't a biological outcast. He was a world-renowned scientist, a pioneer in the field of artificial insemination. He could crossbreed animals like no one else. But Ivanov had a secret obsession. He believed that humans and chimpanzees were close enough genetically to create a viable hybrid. But a project this insane required massive funding and political protection. In any other country, he would have been locked up. But in the newly formed Soviet Union, the Bolsheviks were obsessed with reshaping the world. They wanted to prove that science could conquer God, and they needed a loyal, unstoppable labor force. In September 1924, Ivanov sent an official proposal to the highest echelons of the Soviet government. The request was bold. He needed over $10,000, a cosmic sum of foreign currency for a starving nation, to launch an expedition to Africa. Amazingly, the Kremlin said yes. The project was personally approved and funded by top Soviet officials. In 1926, Ivanov arrived in French Guinea, Africa. His mission was simple but dark: capture wild chimpanzees and attempt the first-ever hybridization experiments. Working in primitive, sweating jungle conditions, Ivanov began his work. He attempted to inseminate female chimpanzees with human genetic material. But the jungle didn't give up its secrets easily. The experiments failed. None of the monkeys became pregnant. Realizing he needed a controlled environment, Ivanov decided to flip the experiment. He wanted to try the reverse, inseminating human females with ape genetic material. But doing this in Africa without anyone noticing was impossible. And then, the secret leaked. In 1926, reports of what the Soviets were doing leaked to the Western scientific community. Political pressure was mounting rapidly, and Ivanov had to pack his cages and return to the USSR. Ivanov established a brand new, top-secret facility in Sukhumi, Georgia, the Sukhumi Ape Nursery. He brought back a flock of primates, including his prize subject, a large, mature orangutan named Tarzan. Now back on Soviet soil, Ivanov went looking for human subjects. You might think he used prisoners or forced labor, but the truth is far more shocking. Ivanov put out a call for volunteers. He framed it as a supreme sacrifice for Soviet science and a triumph over religious dogma. And the most interesting moment in this story? Women actually volunteered. In the secret laboratory logs, one particular woman is recorded under the pseudonym Gramata P. She wrote letters directly to Ivanov, stating she was fully prepared to carry the hybrid child in the name of science. Everything was set. The volunteer was ready. The laboratory was prepared. But then, destiny took a sharp, unexpected turn. In 1929, right before the experiment could begin, the orangutan Tarzan suddenly suffered a brain hemorrhage and died. The laboratory was left without a viable male donor. Before Ivanov could find a new primate, Moscow's political winds changed. Joseph Stalin seized absolute power, abruptly crushing the era of rogue science. In 1930, Ivanov was arrested and exiled to Kazakhstan, where he died in obscurity. The project was buried forever. Today, only dusty files and eerie photographs remain as proof of a time when science tried to cross a line that should never be crossed. If you want to uncover more dark, forgotten chapters of history, make sure to subscribe. There are plenty of untold stories ahead. See you next time.